What's up, guys? Welcome to Far From Blake, and today I got a very ambitious video. I'm doing a tier list of all 60 characters of Cobra Kai. I don't know if there's 60 characters, but I have 62 here on a tier list, so I'm going to get straight to the money, no messing around, no fluff, and to make this video as quick as possible. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we will be doing this as a normal tier list style. We have S, A, B, C, D, and F. I have over 60 plus characters. I have a couple repeats here at the bottom because I accidentally put them in and I do not know how to delete them. But I'm not going to leave that here. It is all random order, right? So it's not in a particular order. Pretty plain and simple. So let's get right to it and let's see what we get. All right, first up, we have Chosen. That's a banger to start off with. I am going to put Chosen in the S tier right off the bat. I'm going to try to rank these along the way as well. It's not going to be just a straight, just random put it in a tier. I'm going to try to put them in their respective spots as much as possible. I will preface saying that Cobra Kai is my favorite show of all time, so I love all of these characters. Even the ones I'm going to put at the bottom, I love everything about each and every one of them. But we can't put everything as S tier, so I'm going to fluff around to make it a ranking, right? So that's the whole point of this. Now, when it comes down to Chosen, he's obviously one of the greats. Came in late in the show, but he made such an impact so early in the show, and he's goated. He really is. He's just goated. So let's get right into the next one. I have Mike Barnes. Mike Barnes, that is actually really tricky. And I'm going to say, leave me room to make changes along the way. So I'm going to do just gut feeling right off the bat. I'm going to put Mike Barnes in B tier. B tier. Mike Barnes, he could move up. All these people may or not move up. But for now, I'm putting him in B tier because I need to see where everyone else lies. He's pretty good. He kind of gets waxed in the Silver House fight in Season 5. And he goes toe-to-toe with Johnny. And Johnny kind of whacks him. Now, let me say this. This is not a top fighters video. I will make a top fighters tier list ranking video maybe next time if you guys are interested in that. This is just my favorite overall characters. Their storylines, what they mean to me, what they do for the story. Maybe fighting does play a factor. So Mike Barnes, I like him. He is just not my favorite. He's not in my S tier, A tier quality. Okay, next one. We have Piper. And where are we going to put Piper? That's pretty tough. I'm going to go with D right off the bat. Piper is good, right? She's fine. There's nothing bad about her, but there's so many go-to characters. I'm doing 62 characters in this thing. I believe 62, at least 60. And she's not the cream of la crumb, right? If that's the right saying. So let's just skip her. Let's go right to the next thing. And we have the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Lawrence. Obviously, he's going in. No, we're not messing around with that. He's an S tier. He is the show. He is Cobra Kai. He is Eagle Fan Karate, and he even was a little bit of Miyagi-Do at certain points, right? He is the face of this show. This story solely revolves around him, right? He's the GOAT. Enough said. All right. Next up, we have Ali. Ali, that is very tricky. Where am I going to put Ali? I'm going to go... Dang. See, that's the thing. I don't think I like her less than Mike Barnes, to be honest with you. I'm putting her at B. I was going to go C, right? Because she's only technically in 2 episodes. I am not going to fully base it off the original stuff, right? But the original Karate Kid is my favorite movie of all time. So when she came into the show, that meant a lot to me, right? So, and she does, even though she only in for 2 episodes, season 3, episode 9 and 10, or maybe it's 8 and 9. It might be both. I think it's 9 and 10. But she makes such an impact. She is not the sole reason, because they did lots of breadcrumbs to lead us there. But she's a huge reason why Johnny and Daniel finally team up, or decide to team up, before eventually, obviously, things go awry. So, Allie's great. And I had a blast having her come back, interact with Daniel and Johnny. So that's where I'm going. Okay, so next up we have Master Kim. Master Kim, he's a good character. He's a cool character. He adds some mysteriousness to the show, but he's not that great, right? Like I don't root for him. There's not too much to him. I like him. I think he's interesting. They don't do too much with him though, so it's hard for me to put him any higher. I actually think Piper probably does a little bit more. I don't know. I could put him above Piper, but honestly, I think Piper was a decent. I don't know. I'll put him above Piper. It's really not that big a deal. I don't really care either way, and I'm sure more people would be pissed if I put him below Piper. So we're not going to ruffle any feathers over characters I don't care that much about. But here's what I do care about. Stingray. Stingray is goated. He is going right up in the A tier. He's not S because that is reserved to the GOATs, right? But Stingray's pretty freaking awesome. He makes this show a lot of the time. Whenever he's on screen, he grabs the screen, he grabs your attention, and he does a lot with what he's given. Stingray's the man. He's the Coyote Creek champion, and you know, all the different storylines. He helps the stuff with Silver versus Kreese in season 5. He comes full circle. He's kind of the one who plants the seed in Johnny's head that you are Cobra Kai, right? So, this should already been said, but there are spoilers throughout this. So if you haven't seen season 6 part 3, I don't know why you're watching this video. Go watch the rest of season 6 and then come back to this because we're getting into everything. Possibly. We'll see if I have time. Anyways, so next up, the other GOAT, the kid GOATs, I might say, is Miguel Diaz. Miguel Diaz, S tier. No questions. He is this generation's Karate Kid. He's this generation's Karate Kid. Right from the bat, they make the story about him kind of being the Daniel LaRusso from Karate Kid of this show. A geek who's alone by himself, living in Reseda, and Johnny takes on that Miyagi role for him. The opposite of Miyagi-Do being Cobra Kai, right? And Miguel comes full circle in so many different ways, goes through so many different storylines. Zolo, don't know how to say his last name, is just a terrific actor. He adds so much depth to this character, so much emotion, so much great character arts, and he's the GOAT Karate Kid fighters of Cobra Kai. I think he's better than Daniel LaRusso was as Karate Kid too. He is the best kid character by far in all of the Miyagi universe, all the original Karate Kid movies and Cobra Kai. It's Miguel Diaz, right? He's the GOAT. So glad that he is the one to eventually triumph in the end, right? As he should. I feel bad for Robbie, but this was Miguel's show. So glad that Miguel Diaz is our Sekai Tekai champion. Speaking of Sekai Tekai champions, let's go into the next one. We have Tori. Tori is a great character. I'm going to put her at A tier. Not S tier. Now, granted, she could be S tier. If you have her as S tier, that's just a preference, right? She's a great character. She's definitely S tier material. But I gotta leave room. Not everyone can be S tier in this video. And she's a good character. I put her in A solely because I don't usually find myself rooting for her throughout this series. Most of the time, I'm rooted against her. So for that, she can't be S. She has to be A. And here's someone she always goes up against, Samuel LaRusso. Samuel LaRusso, I'm putting also in A tier, putting her right above Tori. I do find myself rooting for Sam more often than not. Seems to be a lot of Sam haters on the internet, whatever that's about. Sam is a great character. She has her moments where maybe you could be frustrated with her in season 3, but I've rewatched this show so many different times that the anxiety thing and this and that, the storyline makes sense, and I think Sam does go through some great storylines, and I think that she was meant to be with Miguel, not Tori, and I think Tori taking it away from her early on created a lot of problems and dynamics. Now, granted, Sam did some stuff too. They go all over that in season 6, part 1, where they hash things out. But she is a great character. She's an underrated character, or overhated character, I should say, by this point for some reason. But she's great. So, yeah. Next up, we have the original Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso, and it's not the Miyagi-Do way, but I have to put him in S below Johnny and Miguel. Daniel LaRusso will always mean a lot to me because Karate Kid is my favorite movie of all time. But in this show, in this show, I was going to say movie, in this show, he is just not as good as Johnny is. And I almost want to put Chosen over him. I really do. I think they're interchangeable. The only reason why I won't is just my loyalty to the original Karate Kid. And he has more to do. Like, Chosen came in season 5. I mean, he was an episode of season 3, but it'd be kind of disrespectful to put him above. Granted, I think he's so cool in season 5 Chosen that you can make an argument, but in season 6, he kind of takes a back seat. He's still funny, he's still comedic, he's still great. But I'm going to put Daniel right there in S tier comfortably. All right. Barely scratching the surface here. Next up, we have Aisha. Aisha. Where do I want to put Aisha? Do I want to put her C, B? I'm going to put her B. See, it almost doesn't even feel right to put her below Allie. But I'm going to do it anyway. Aisha's a great character. I was shocked when she didn't come back. Granted, she does have one moment where she comes back in season 4, which is nice. It'd be nice if she came back at all by season 6, especially with Johnny taking over Cobra Kai again, this and that. It would have been nice for her to come back out running because she was his first girl fighter. She's the second fighter to ever join Cobra Kai. So she does make a great impact, but she's really only there for those first 2 seasons. So it's hard to put her any higher. Next up, a sleeper pick. We have Devin. Devin, where do I want to put Devin? I might put Devin at the bottom of A. Devin is really good, and I think there was so much more potential with her character. She didn't join so late. I think she's cool in season 4. Kind of frustrated in season 5 because she goes to Cobra Kai, leaves Johnny, and never comes back. And it seems like they kind of leave that aside. But then she has a lot to do in season 6. Like, her dynamic with Johnny and, the slumber party was hilarious, and all the emotional scenes she has with Johnny. Devin was like the daughter for Johnny, just like Miguel was the son for him in Karate Sensei Universe World, whatever. You get what I'm saying? The point is, Devin's a good character, underrated character, probably one of the best newer characters when it comes to the kid characters that come along later on. Okay, next up we have Grandma Diaz, who I'm forgetting her name right off the bat. I'm gonna go C? No, because I feel like I like her more than Barnes too. This is the funny thing, like, these certain characters, I might drop Barnes to C low-key, because I like Barnes for what he does in the show, but, like, he's just not as important, and he's barely in there, so it's hard to put him any higher. Whatever, we'll come back to that, because we have so much work to do. Okay, Hawk. I'm a big Hawk guy, so let's go right off the bat. I'm going to move him up to S tier, and I'm going to move Hawk right below Miguel. Hawk's great. Hawk is really good. I've always been a Hawk guy from season 1. It is a shame they really butchered my boy, but I'm loyal to him. I'm still loyal to Hawk. He is a great character. His character arc kind of ends after season 4. He kind of meanders a lot a bit, and they kind of do everything they can to kind of take him out of the limelight because they want to elevate Miguel and Robbie. I don't think you needed to make him so lower class to where he's being compared to Kenny and Dimitri constantly in his fighting ability. I think you still could have had him in the conversation with Robbie and Miguel, but made him the third option without having to drop him dramatically. But besides all that, his All Valley win against Robbie is still one of my favorite moments in the show. I think, when he was Red Hawk, he was a menace. He was cool. He was the embodiment of what you thought Cobra Kai was supposed to be. When you think back to the original Karate Kid, being villains, was probably the most menacing villain out of all the Cobra Kai members throughout all the seasons. Robbie was pretty fierce when he was Cobra Kai. Quad, obviously, as well. But Hawk was iconic with that red mohawk in Cobra Kai. So, whatever. Hawk's great. Most people love Hawk. Okay, next up I have Anthony LaRusso. I might go C. I don't care. He's fine. He's more of a comedic relief throughout the first couple seasons. Little breadcrumbs here and there. Nothing crazy. And then he started having more of a storyline by season 4. And, he evolves a little bit, but he's a C-list character. He's He's not like the other kids, for sure. Okay, next up we have Anoush. Anoush. I might go Anoush as C. See, this is my point, dude. I really don't think Mike Barnes is. I just feel like it's like disrespectful to put Barnes lower. I'm gonna go skip right to the next one as well, and I'm gonna put Louis. See, I definitely like Louis more than Barnes now, but I feel like Anusha's got to be with them. See, this is too many characters. This is overwhelming. So I'm probably gonna critique my own list by the time I'm done this video. So I'm gonna put Anoush here. No, I guess Barnes is better than Anoush. Yeah, Anoush could be C. Anoush could be C, and Louis could be B. All right, that's fine. Cool, got it. Don't have to elaborate. Louis funny. His dynamic with Anoush is pretty good. They're both great characters. I like them all. Like I said, I like every character in the show. This lady, this is the girl that kind of got the ball rolling for Johnny to be, he lost his job, so he had to go back into karate almost. She goes on a date with him through Tinder, and she also tells him that he put the TV on the wrong wall. Don't remember her name, but she's F tier just because she's not that important. Okay, Moon. I would say the most attractive female character in the show, possibly, arguably. And just for that alone, I'm putting her in B tier. Might be a little crazy. Yeah, it's a lot crazy. I'm putting Moon there at B. And I like that she dates Hawk. I think she's a big reason why Hawk overcame what he went through when he got his mohawk shaved, right, from Cobra Kai and Robbie. She helped build his confidence. They kissed. She motivated him, and then Hawk went out there and beat up Kyler. So Moon does do a lot of great stuff. She has good comedic stuff throughout the show, comedic reliefs. She never really joins the karate genre, but she's always around, and she's good looking. So can't beat that. Okay, next up we have Mrs. LaRusso, Daniel's mom. Drawing a blank on her actual name. Lucille LaRusso, whatever. I accidentally placed her there, but I think C right there is fine because she doesn't do too much. She's really there just to remind us that this is a connected universe with Karate Kid, and it's always cool when you see her on screen. I definitely liked it more in season one than in other seasons. It's whatever, right? It was when she first came, I was like, wow, this is awesome. Later, it was like, it was fine. It didn't really do anything for me. She always was beefing with Daniel's wife, Amanda, so that was always a thing. But she does have a good moment in season 6 where she kind of reveals the truth behind Miyagi's dark past, right? That Daniel was so worked up about all of season 6. So she does have her moments, and she's C, right? She can't be B because this is just not the original Karate Kid movie. This is Cobra Kai. Next, I'm going to do Chris. I'm going to put Chris at the top of C. The top of C. Chris is good. I like Chris. Chris is a good time. He's funny. For some reason, I always want to root for him. And, he's one of the extras, but like the more important extras of like Miyagi, though. He's always the one backing like Dimitri or something like that. When you have like, the Robbie and Dimitri, right, as the top two Miyagi, Chris would probably be like the one right after that. Then when it was Hawk and Dimitri, it was Chris right after that. He's one of the more notable faces. And when you watch the show over and over like I have, you realize he always has some funny moments. So Chris is good. I don't mind Chris. There's part of me again wants to put him below Mike Barnes. You know what? Screw this. I'm putting Mike Barnes at C. I'm already instantly regretting that. Put him back at B. I'm sorry. I can't do this. All right. Next up, we have Tommy, the original Karate Kid Cobra Kai member who passed away. He had a very emotional moment on the show. It's also very sad because he's playing a character that had cancer who dies, and he actually was dying in real life and actually died. So I'm going to put him at C. Kind of want to put him at B. Because he just is so meaningful. Like his episode was so much more powerful than almost anything all these characters do. But it's like, I can't make that the reason why he automatically jumps levels above so many other characters. I just want to be fair to all the characters that show up way more. Right? So I guess there's fine. Yeah, there's fine, I guess. Next we have Sean. Sean, let's see. Where do I want to go with Sean? Sean, I'm also gonna go see because he's not bad. He has cool moments. He was Robbie's villain. He comes in, kind of helps Kenny out. They have some good moments. I'm gonna put him C right above Larusso because Larusso isn't all that, but he's just not in the show enough. I could see me liking Sean Payne, Kenny's brother, a lot more if he was in the show more. I really thought he was gonna come back and be the big bad at some point because I didn't realize they were gonna bring in all these world guys like Axel and Quad and everybody else, right? But so I thought Quad would eventually be the big bad, but they kind of just used. They did bring him back for a nice little fight, a nice little moment, but they showed that Cobra Kai does a great job at subverting our expectations and showing that it's not always as simple as what we think. So I got to keep lowering myself so we can see all the options, right? We have so many names. Okay, next we have Nate. Nate. Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg. I'm gonna put Nate as D tier. I mean, he's not better than Master Kim, probably. I mean, he's really just there to get beat up, but he's not as cool as Bert, like at all. So I can put him below Piper even, cause I mean, he shows up more than Piper. You know what? Nah, screw it. We'll put Nate at top of D. We'll put Nate at top of D. He's fine. He's funnier when he was younger and tinier looking, like the first couple seasons, right? Now that he's just not as exciting. So he kind of lost his gravitas, as they might say. Next up, we have Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane. Where do I want to put Robbie? I'm going to put Robbie at A tier right above Tori. I like Robbie, and I hate Robbie. He's the most complicated character in the show for me when it comes to. I never, absolutely hate him where I'm like, get him off my screen, right? I do root for him at times throughout the show, but I'm also rooting against him. Obviously, as you see, I'm more of a Miguel and a Hawk guy, and he's always at odds with those guys. And I also think he can be emotional and do things that are he's the reason for half of his problems a lot of times. I do feel really bad for him what happens to him in season 6, but you know, overall, Robbie's a great character. That's why he has to be A. He has to be A. It doesn't matter if he pisses me off in a lot of episodes or a lot of seasons. He's still great, and season 4 Robbie is pretty peak. Even though I wasn't rooting for him, he's really cool as Cobra Kai in season 4. He had a lot of aura in that season. Okay, next up we have Kenny Payne. Kenny Payne, another complicated character for me because I never really root for him, but he's a good character. So it's I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B, low side of B. Not because he's a bad character. Let me make this clear. He's probably a better character. Oh, it's Rosa Diaz. That's who it is. Rosa. And whatever. That's not the point. So I like Kenny. I think Kenny is a better character than all these characters above. But I don't root for Kenny. When he did the Hawk, that really made me hate his guts. It really did. Now, granted, they redeem him a lot in season 6. It's amazing the transformation physically and vocally Kenny has from season 4 to season 6. If it was season 6 Kenny that beat Hawk, it would have been a lot more believable. But in season 5, he looked like a little kid still, and it was just ridiculous plot armor to have Hawk lose to him. And he's kind of the reason of Hawk's demise. So, if it wasn't for Kenny, Hawk might have still been in the conversation with Miguel and Robbie. So I can't put him too high, but he's a good character. And if you have him higher, I understand. Next up, we have Sensei Wolf. Sensei Wolf is a good character. Really good, actually. A really good, new, interesting villain. I'm going to put him at top of B. And I could rewatch the show a few times, and maybe he can move up. But he is bad, right? Right off the bat, he's always going up against Johnny, so can't like him too much. But he's cool. He's a really, really interesting sensei, new, unique sensei to join. That's basically outside of, Silver and Kreese, right? To bring in another sensei who's formidable, who doesn't have nostalgia like the rest of them, does a great job. Actually, I'm going to lower him a little bit, though, because I, the Moon Attractive thing, and then Allie Nostalgia thing, and then I'll keep him there. I'll keep him above Aisha. That seems good with me. So we'll do that. Now we got the GOAT, Bert. I can't put him actually, yes. I will put him, where will I actually put him? I might put him, Do I put him above Kenny? Is that stupid? It's a little stupid. Yeah. Let me actually think. What does Bert do? I'll put him above Kenny. Screw it, because it's like you know you like Bert, right? And never root against him. I actually think they did him dirty in that last season. They didn't put him at all in part three. And what else did they not do? They didn't. They didn't put him in part three. And oh, when Mike Barnes was picking the 12 fighters, he wasn't selected. Now, but they selected Nate. I mean, why is Burt get beat out and Nate makes it? I don't know. Who cares? Next up, we have Muscles or Mitch or P-Breath or what's the other one? Oh, A-Face. Yeah, I'm not cursing. So you know who it is. Mitch. He's funny. He's alright. I'm gonna go C though. I'm gonna go bottom of C. No, it's kind of a. I guess I could put him above LaRusso. Does kind of more than Sean Payne as well. We'll put him there, I guess. I think Sean Payne's definitely cooler, but Sean Payne just doesn't have enough screen time to really justify him to be above Mitch, who's there, or Muscles, who's there every season. Next, we have the convenience store guy. Forget his name. I was going to put all these names down. He's a good plot armor. Nice guy. He has great moments and great scenes. I like him more than Anoush, probably. When he shows up, he has great, funny dynamics with Johnny. So I'm going to put him at C. And then we also have the store clerk guy, the guy that's right next to Cobra Kai's store. As you see, I'm trying to move this along to make this not the longest video of all time. So, sorry if I am brushing over characters that you care about, but I doubt you care too much about the convenience store guy. So, we're going to put him at D. I'm going to put him at D. I actually like him. He has some good moments with Burt, some good moments with Hawk in those early seasons, but he doesn't do too much. So, I like him. Piper and these other people probably do more, so it's like, why would I put him any higher than where he's at? So, yeah. Okay, next up, getting tired. We have Dimitri, Mr. MIT, right? Or, as Moon likes to say, TMI. Dimitri. Where do I want to put you? I'm thinking B. Do I? Yeah, I mean, I like him more than Louis. I'm gonna put him at the top of B. And I say that so, like, it's tough, right? It's really tough. He's a good character. He's a really good character. And I don't know if this ranking's exact. Though I can pretty much pinpoint some of my top characters right, but when you start blurring 60 plus people, I'm sure I'm going to critique my own list. Dimitri is important to the show. He's got a great dynamic with Hawk, and a lot of the characters, Robbie, Sam, Miguel, got a funny relationship with Daniel and a funny relationship with Johnny. But he's freaking annoying sometimes. Like certain seasons, I used to absolutely hate his guts in those early seasons. Then upon rewatch, I understood his character more and I liked him. But then season 6, part 1, and most of part 2 up until the last episode, oh my gosh, is he insufferable. But they kind of bring him back in the last couple episodes and you start to enjoy him again. So he's an important character. Can't be A tier because he's just too freaking annoying. Next up, we have Sensei Odell, aka Tyron Woodley. I'm going to put him at D? D, I guess. I'm going to put him at top of D, though. I could put him at C. He's a good character, but like we don't see too much out of him. He doesn't do too much, but it's Tyron Woodley, so I wanted to put him higher because of that. But yeah, I mean, it was cool to have him on the show, and I'm putting him on the tier list just because it's Tyron Woodley. So that's cool. Next up, I already have Rosa. I guess I repeated her again. So we're going to skip Rosa. We're going to go to some of the Sekai Tekka members now. So we have Quan. That's a good one. That's a really good one. We're going to go top of B, above Dimitri. Not going to go A, because he didn't do enough. But man, is Quan cool. Quan is really cool. I could put him at A to some degree. Fighting-wise, of course, he should be higher. He's, for such really only there for 6, 7, 8 episodes, he makes such an impact so early. Because I remember before the new season dropped, I'm like, who's gonna be the big bad if Miguel and Robbie and all these guys are all on the same side? Like, how is it gonna be believable? Who could be able to do it? And they introduced this character before we learned about Axel and whatnot. That was like, oh man! Like when they introduced him in part one, I'm like, that guy is legit, a real martial artist and blah blah. And yeah, Quad's goated, man. Quad is a really cool character. And I think if he was on the show longer, he could be higher. But I think B, for joining so late, the top of B, is very, very formidable. But again, if you want him at A, psh, not going to argue there. Okay, next up we have Yoon. I like Yoon. I think Yoon is underutilized to some degree. But I'm going to put him at C because he, like I said, he's underutilized. I think there's a lot more that could have been explored with Yoon's character. Kind of becomes Quad's sidekick. But I'm going to put him above Mitch just because Mitch can be Mitch. So, is that fair? Nah. I'll put Yoon below him. Alright, anyways. Alright, next up we have Gunther Braun. Gunther Braun, the announcer, the lead man of the Sekai Tekai. Really cool character introduced. I think he is a B character. I'm going to put him above Kenny. I'm going to put him above Bert. I mean, is it too crazy? I mean, put him above Rosa. He's good, man. I do like him. Not as much as Sensei Wolf. Not as much Aisha. It is so tough, guys. I'm going to put him above Bert's. I'm going to put him above Bert's. Because Rosa is iconic. And I can't do that to her. Right? She's, you know, that's Miguel's. It's Miguel's grandma, man. I can't put her below him. Man, I'm having no room for myself on this screen now. So, whatever. Gonna make it room now. Now I'm super tiny. That's the adjustment of this video. Alright, who's up? Okay, Axel, really good character, great new addition. I'm gonna put him at B. Do I like him more than Mike Barnes and Bert and Kenny? Probably not. Probably not. I think he's a formidable villain, right? I think he's interesting. I think he's tough. I like his little emote that he does when he beats people up. He goes whatever he does. You know what I'm talking about. He's cool. But you know, he's a little bit simping over Sam LaRusso, which, you know, I'm not gonna say I fully blame him, but it's like that's Miguel's girl, so you need to back off, bro. So you're going to B. Zara Malik. Zara Malik, really good character, really good addition. I'm going to put Zara above Aisha, which is sad to say, because Aisha was such a good character. But Zara is just really cool. She's like such a formidable villain. She's a real martial artist. I actually know Reina before Cobra Kai. Like I've seen her on Instagram Reels or TikTok or all that stuff, doing her bow staff stuff. I did karate growing up, so I always thought that was really cool. And when it was announced that she was going to be in the show, like I saw the first trailer or something, I forget how I first found out. I was like, yo, that's the girl I've seen before. She's really good at karate. Great addition. Just like we needed to find out who the big bad for the boys are, and we found out Quad or whatever. I was like, who's going to be the girls? Are we just going to see Sam and Tori all over again, part 65? Who can even match up with that? Perfect addition. Perfect addition. And, yeah, perfect addition. So, Zara Malik is a B tier character. Could be higher if she was in the show longer. Next up, we have Bobby. My favorite of the original Karate Kid Cobra Kai members, outside of Johnny, of course. And I've always felt that way through Karate Kid. Something about him I've always liked. He always showed more compassion and whatever. And that's why he became a pastor. It kind of makes sense. He always showed those elements in the first Karate Kid movie. But he's not in the show a lot. I like him more. There's a lot of nostalgia here. I'm going to put him right below Allie. Even though he does more than Allie in this show, he's a great character, great addition. I'm always happy to see him. I'm glad he finally got to meet Daniel. He doesn't meet Daniel until literally, I don't know, frickin' season 6, right? He doesn't even meet Daniel until season 6. So Glad he finally does. It's a brief moment, but it's a cool moment, and I'm glad they didn't skip out on next. That would have bothered me. Next up, the GOAT of villains. We got Silver, and I'm gonna go Silver as S tier. Go Silver as a. Ooh, that's tough. That's really tough, actually. Y'all are gonna call me crazy. I'm gonna move Sam to S tier. I'm moving Sam to S tier. Now, hear me out. I like Sam. I like Sam a lot. I guess there's really nothing else to say to that. I like Sam more than Silver. Again, that sounds crazy to sound on paper. Silver is more of an S tier character than Sam. Silver is a S tier villain, etc., etc. Silver does great stuff. But I like Sam more. So, gotta move Sam up, because I can't put Silver at A. Just can't. Doesn't make any sense. So, we might move some more people up to A the way this is looking, because I didn't want to put too many people S tier, but now we have way less A tiers. And that B tier is looking pretty hefty. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to move Quad up to A. So for you guys that have stuck around this far, you're going to be very happy if you're a Quad fan if I see me do that. Quad's at A, guys. Quad's at A. And yeah, he's a good character, so congratulations, Quad. Next up, we have Sensei Kim. Sensei Kim. A character I did not like at all in Season 5, but she really redeems herself in Season 6, and I think her relationship with Chosen is pretty hilarious. But I don't like her enough or long enough to put her super high. I'm going to put her above Mike Barnes. And you know what? I'm going to move Axel above Mike Barnes, because I was hating on Mike Barnes so much before. And he just, I don't know, guys. This 60 plus tier list is it's weighing on me, as you can tell if you've been here this long. I'm getting smaller, but I'm getting tireder. This looks crazy, dude. There's so many names, so I don't know how I'm going to edit this video, but I'm going to keep this all in, possibly. We'll see. I don't know. Anyways, Kyler. Kyler, the big bad of Season 1 who becomes the big clown throughout the rest of the series. I accidentally just put him in B, but that's probably where he's going. Now we're just going to filter out exactly where he needs to go. I like him more than Kenny, Bert. I like Kyler. I hated Kyler, but as the seasons go on, or like as I rewatch and stuff like that, Kyler's pretty funny, dude. I'm going to put Kyler right above Bobby, right below Allie. Allie's probably way too high, isn't she? I'm probably tweaking with that. It's like such biasness that I wish I could snap out of for you guys, but I'm going to keep that biasness because whatever, it's my list. So, anyways, we have Rumburger, something burger. I need to look it up. You know who he is, one of the OG Cobra Kai like Bond villains, extras. Kind of like Chris. I always had a feeling about him that I liked. Like there was always something about him that I was gravitated towards. But he doesn't do that much, so I'm gonna put him at the lowest tier of C. And I think that's fair. So whatever. Next up we have Miguel's dad. I'm gonna go straight to F just cause you did Miguel dirty, man. But he had a way more interesting storyline than the TV lady, so Miguel's dad can go at F. Oh, Hector. That's what his name is. Miguel's dad, Hector. Anyways. Next up, we have the other Cobra Kai original member. This is the one that really means nothing to me. I'm going to put him at F. I guess above her, just because the original... I'll put him above Hector as well, just because of, screw Hector. And, screw it again. I'm going to put him at D. I'm going to put him at the lowest point of D just because he's the original Cobra Kai guy. But he's the one you kind of forget about. This show did such a great job at bringing everybody back. The only person they really didn't bring back was Dutch, the original Karate Kid Cobra Kai member Dutch. And, RIP to him. He eventually passed away, but they weren't able to get him on the show before that point. This is the only one where I was like, I had to look him up and go, who is this guy? I don't even recognize or remember him. And he was kind of irrelevant in that original Karate Kid. He is in the movie, but, not as important. So, whatever. Next up, we have Robbie's mom, Shannon. good character, but kind of does Robbie dirty throughout his life. So I'm gonna put her at bottom of C because she wasn't the greatest mom. She's not great. She went to rehab, figured herself out, blah blah blah. But somewhat too little, too late. But I'm glad she figured her life out a little bit. Next up, we have the original Karate Kid 3 girl. Okay, Karate Kid 3 girl is Jessica Andrews. Had to look that up. So many names and so much stuff going through my brain trying to get through this now. Starting to feel like work. I guess it is work. Whatever. So she's C tier. She's great to have come back, nostalgia, this and that, but not that great of a character, so I can't put her any higher than C. But be disrespectful to put her at D. Next up, we have one of the goats of the show. We have Amanda LaRusso. Very, very good character. I'm going to put her at the top of B. Nah, scratch that. Let's go A. I like her more than Devin probably too. Amanda's funny. She's kind of like, comedic relief or the rationale behind all this karate craziness. She's the only person that's somewhat sane, even though she kind of loses it at times too. But Amanda's great, and a great wife to Daniel most of the time. Besides season 5, she kind of gave up on him and kind of sent him in a downward spiral. But besides that, she's usually there for him, and good character. I like Amanda, like her a lot. And that goes the same for Carmen Diaz, Johnny's future wife now, right? And mother of his child, Miguel's mother. I can go back and forth between Amanda and Miss Diaz, Carmen. I like them both. There's not one way or the other of which one I like more. They're pretty much tied. They both do the same role pretty much. I like them both. I can flip them either way. I'm going to put them right next to each other side by side because to me they're basically equal. Next up, I have the announcer guy, whatever his name was, from All the All Valleys. He's hilarious. He's a funny character. I'm going to put him at. Is that crazy to put him at B and then you put people like a new Not? I don't know. I like when he shows up though. It's karate time. It's karate time. Screw it, he's going B. That might be crazy. There might be some people here that are probably better than him. Heck, I can't even remember his name right now. But whatever, that's where he's going. Okay, next up we have Brooks. Brooks is a funny character, has some good moments in season 1, gets beat up by Hawk, and gives Hawk one of his most iconic villain moments, and has some funny moments in season 6. I'm going to put Brooks at C, and where do I want to put Brooks though at C? I think he's funnier than Sean Payne and Yoon. I like him more than Mitch. I don't know why I said Mitch like that, but I'll put him below Anoush just because Anoush is more of a ride or die staple of the show. So Brooks is going to go there, and yeah, I'm fine with that. Alright, speeding along. Next up, we have Kumiko. Kumiko is a great character, has some great moments. I'm going to put her at B. Her relationship with Daniel means more to me than Jessica did. I think just in the sense of what they do with the show, at least, and she's kind of lingering around with Chosen. It would be nice to see her reunite with Chosen again. I wonder if there was reasons why she would never get back on the show. But she does make a great impact. I'm going to put her above all these people. Not Rosa. Rosa's too good for that. I'll put her above Braun Gunther. I think that's cool. Okay, Yasmin. Not as good as Moon. She's kind of, the mean girl of season 1. She gets a lot better. Her relationship with Dimitri is pretty funny. So I'm going to put her at the top of C. No, I don't like her more than Chris. And, it feels weird keeping Tommy there to some degree. Some part of me wants to put him at B just because of impact. I'm putting Tommy at B. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's an OG. So put him there, and I feel better about her being there because of that. Next up, we have Armand, the rich guy who sells all the real estate property like Cobra Kai's dojo, and whatever. He eats a lot of food with his hands. He's kind of gross. I'm gonna go C tier. He's a funny character, interesting character. I'll put him above Burger I need to learn what Burger's name is. In my next cut, when I pause the video, I will look up Burger. Okay, I looked it up. It's Rickenberger. Rickenberger. Sorry that I've not remembered your name all video long. I know your name. I know every character's name in the show, but this is overwhelming when you're trying to make a video with, I have now, I think, 64 people. I added 2 more while making this video. And the next 2 that I added were Diego Aguilar from, whatever Toast show he's from, Insect Guy Tech Guy, and Maria Alvarez. I'm going to put Diego at D. Fun fact, if you don't know, Diego and Maria Alvarez are married, I believe, in real life. They're at least dated. I think they're married, though. And so that's really cool. Diego, they call him Spanish Hawk in this show, which is pretty funny. I'm going to put him at top of D. He's cool, some cool moments, but don't really get too much out of him outside of the fighting and outside of, him headbutting someone at the same time as Hawk, which is cool enough to put him at the top of D. Maria has the funny dancing moment with Hawk and Dimitri, and that's enough to put her at C. And honestly, she has some good fight moments as well, and she's pretty attractive as well. I think kind of underrated and slept on, so I'm going to put her a couple slots over at C. Can't put her much higher because she doesn't have enough lines, but I think her moment with Dimitri and Hawk at the bar, or whatever that is, club in Barcelona, is iconic enough to put her there. Okay, next up, we have Daniel LaRusso, or Ralph Macchio's real-life daughter, and Louis' cousin, Vanessa. She's a good character. She has some funny moments. I'm going to put her at C. She's not that great. I like her. I probably like her more than Lucille in the show, at least. And I almost could put her above Anthony LaRusso because she's funny, but she doesn't do enough on the show to do that or justify that. So she's fine right there at C. Okay, next up we have the guy's name who I don't remember, who I don't know if it's that important to remember, from Karate Kid 3 Villains. He's kind of just a henchman guy. He doesn't really do too much. He's kind of goofy. I'm going to put him at F. He's fine. He's just Silver's, muscle who loses to almost everyone he fights every single time. So, whatever. It's funny how Mike Barnes figures his stuff out, and then this guy stays a villain for Silver for whatever reason. Next up, we have Big Red. Gonna put Big Red at C, bottom of C. Something about him I like. He's a notable face. That's why he's on this list. Kind of like Chris and Rickenberger, but he's just not as important. There's also Little Red, who I'm not putting on this tier list. Not worth it. He's not as cool as Big Red. This is Big Red. This is Big Red territory. All right. Clearly, I'm getting tired because I'm just laughing at my own stupidity at this point. Next up, we have Johnny's stepdad. I think it's Asaner or something like that. I'm going to put him above, these two down here. But, he was a horrible stepdad to Johnny. But I guess he was still in his life more, so I guess I could put him above Hector, because Hector's technically worse for Miguel than he was to Johnny. And he's kind of funny. So, yeah, top of F. Congratulations. And now we have the last one. Even though you see some more down here at the bottom, they are all repeats. And again, I do not know how to delete them without accidentally deleting the entire tier list. So, we're not going to do that. So, last but not least, we have Sensei Kreese, the man who started it all of Cobra Kai. I'm only putting him here for now just to filter it out. I'm going to put Kreese in A tier. And you could argue these three at the top, right? You could argue I need to lower this so people can actually see this. Okay. So whatever. We'll scroll back to the rest of it in a second. I'm putting Kreese in A tier because I could put Tori, Robbie, and Kreese all in S tier. They're all S tier characters. But what would be the point of a tier list video if I just made everyone S tier, right? So I do want to separate them a little bit. They're the top of A for sure. Could easily be in S. but I'm pretty comfortable with that. Okay, so here's the full thing so you guys can see it. This is my final tier list. I think it came out pretty well. I don't see many things I could change. I can move Dimitri maybe up. I can move Moon maybe up. I can move, I can move these three right here up for sure. For sure, but then I would have to move these up, and I think it looks pretty balanced. Have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the S tier. I think is fair across 62, and then having this many 8, so 15 out of the 62 in A and S. That's making it pretty. It's making it pretty, not just glazing every single character too much. I have a lot of B's and C's. It's what you want in a tier list video. Try to see anything. Yeah, I mean it's fine. I'm fine with it. To me, the big standouts, obviously, of the show are Johnny and Miguel. That they are the soul of the show. Daniel and Chosen mean a lot to me as well from the OGs. Hawk is great. One of my favorite kid characters. I will always be a big Hawk stan. There's moments where I want to root for him over a lot of people, even Miguel at times, depending on the episode or season. So he's great. Sam is probably my favorite female character. Silver. He's great too. I didn't really talk much about Kreese. The reason why I don't have Kreese in S tier is that I love what they do with him in part 3. I think his arc at the end is beautiful, and I actually liked Kreese way more than Silver in part 3 because Silver just became so crazy that he was kind of ridiculous in part 3. And Kreese had a great redemption arc with Johnny. But for the majority of the show, Kreese can be kind of one note to some degree. But he does come full circle. Dan Kreese is a great character. He means a lot to me. All these characters mean so much to me. This is my favorite show of all time, and I love it. So this is my final tier list of my favorite characters of Cobra Kai. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. If you stuck to the end of the video and if you actually watched the entire video without skipping to the end to see what my final ranking was, but without actually watching the video, thank you for doing that. And this is a platform where I love Cobra Kai, is why I have this poster here, but it's also a channel that loves superheroes and horror. That's what this channel is going to be a lot about. I'm going to make more Cobra Kai content if you want it. I might do a ranking of, whatchamacallit, best fighters of tier lists like that. I'll probably have way less characters for that. This is big. This is grand. I might make a top 10 favorite characters. That even though I kind of did that here, but I'll solidify it more with a top 10 because this is kind of, even though I tried to rank it, it's also, you saw quickly I tried to brush over each character as much as possible, and I'm hoping by the end of me recording this that this isn't too long of a video. I'm hoping I did an okay enough job covering 64, I believe, characters in this tier list. But if you liked videos like this, smash that like button and subscribe so you can see more content like this. I'm new to YouTube. I'm trying to get my foot in the door, and I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. So, again, thank you for watching, and like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.